Striker!
Here, Prime!
Activate your force shield and take a shot at that fire!
I'll give him a hit!
Folks, welcome back to Magnus's Loot Crate. I am your host, as always, Magnus Deacon. Folks, this is one that I kind of got because I was sick of waiting on Fans Toys to bring theirs out. So I got this one just to take a look at it because why not? Folks, we have X-Transbots Aegis MX, I'm sorry, because MM is the Master Mini Series. MX is the Master X Series, I'm sorry. It is MX-8-T. This one, in particular, is the Toon version. So they made one that was a little bit darker, a little bit glossier. This one's more slightly pulled back on the paint, a little more of a darker gray than black. So it's more of the Toon version, if you will. So folks, without further ado, let's go ahead, dive right into it.
I may not be fast, but I'm tough.
So folks, here we have X-Transbots Aegis on the turntable in the clamshell. You probably can't make out a whole heck of a lot that he has in the clamshell, but he does have a nice set of extras, attachments, and accessories that come in him, as you can see when it comes around to the back. They're just kind of, crammed up under his vehicle mode a little bit. But now, there's not really a whole lot to the clamshell until you unroll it and take a look at everything. But he does have, like I said, a nice little clip of accessories. And he's, nicely tucked away in his little clamshell. As per usual, that's just the way it always goes. But folks, let's go ahead and pull him out of the clamshell and take a look at the bot mode.
Maybe I still have enough power left to shield us from this killer rain.
So folks, here we have Aegis in his bot mode on the turntable. As you can see, he has a pretty decent looking bot. He's decently posable. Now, you're probably going to notice him kind of rocking back and forth here and there. It's because the turntable reveals all when it comes to your poor posing abilities. I can tell you that right out of the gate. So, you'll see him rocking back and forth. But the main thing I want you to take a look at is he does have some nice posability to him. He's a decent looking bot. And one of the accessories is up on his little force field generator. You can probably see it. It's just a little small, kind of looks like he's starting to project a force field. That is one of the accessories he comes with. Now he does come with 3 different faces other than the one he's wearing right now, and he comes with a completely different head. Now that head is sort of the G1 toy version, which it's not one of those things I would want, but I could see why somebody else might want it, especially if they were into the G1 toys. So folks, there he is on the turntable in his bot mode. Let's go ahead and transform him up and take a look at the vehicle mode. So folks, now that we've taken a look at him on the turntable, let's get a little more up close and personal with X-Transbots Aegis. Now, like you can see, like you saw on the turntable and in this, he does have sort of lighter gray to his paint, which of course is the Toon version, like I've said before. Now, these parts here come built in, which the only other one I have is MMC's version, and those aren't built in, so I do really like those are actually built into him on this one, except for the gun hand. That one you have to remove his actual hand, take it off the mushroom peg, and put this in its place. But it's easy enough to do. First time might feel a little like you're going to break it just because it's on there really hard. But folks, that is him right there. Let's go ahead and transform him into his vehicle mode and take a look at that. And yes, I am aware, and I may point this out again, one of his side mirrors is missing. I think it might have broke off before they packed it in, but I'm not really worried about the side mirrors on the vehicle mode. They're just not that important to me, as long because I'm standing across the room looking at him in vehicle mode. Am I really even going to notice that they're there? To be totally honest, and most of the time he's probably going to be in this mode anyway, but you know what? That's neither here nor there right now. Let's go ahead and transform him up and take a look at the vehicle.
Jailbreaker!
So folks, last but not least, we have Aegis in his vehicle mode on the turntable. Now folks, he's, like I said, he's got some pretty decent accessories. Here you can see he has the satellite dish on top of the vehicle mode. He has the stump, the log, and the stone that Spike and Sparkplug were sitting in one of the first 3 episodes. I forget exactly which one. I think it was the second one, I want to say, but I'm not totally sure about that. But folks, as you can see, he is pretty decent in his vehicle mode, and I've probably pointed this out, but he is missing one of his wing mirrors, as you can probably see. I'm not really that concerned with it. It may have broken off before I pulled it out of the clamshell. I'm not really worried about the wing mirrors on the vehicle mode. I can do with or without those, so that's not really a huge loss as far as I'm concerned. But he still has a nice looking vehicle mode. I definitely would, use him as a vehicle mode stand-in, I guess. Because I do have 2 of these already, and I have a 3rd on the way from Fans Toys. That's a whole nother review for a different times. But folks, there he is in his vehicle mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final verdict and have at it. So folks, that's X-Transbots Aegis. I'm going to go ahead and ask you now, go ahead and throw a comment on the like bar and a like on the comment bar. Hit the little bell so you can ring-a-ding-ding every time I get a new review out. And folks, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the final verdict on this figure, and I will see you next time.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have.
Buy this figure and more at ShowZStore. Links in the description.